Hello, this is Mansi from Mansi Makes, and today I'm watercoloring a mountain scene. I am using an Arteza watercolor book and my favorite watercoloring medium. If you've been following me for a while, you know what I'm going to say. Yes, it's distress ink reinkers. I just love the vibrancy of these reinkers and they just blend like a dream. So that's what I'm using here, and I am just using a couple of shades of blue and black essentially to make this scene. So I am starting out with giving this page a really good wash of water, just completely saturating the page with water, and then I'm just going in and adding 3 different shades of blue. I started with tumbled glass, then I added some speckled egg, and then I went in with some mermaid lagoon, and you'll see that it's very diluted colors. Because the page was so wet, I did use a heat gun so that I would have some dampness to the paint, to the first layer of paint on the paper, but it wouldn't be soaking wet before I started doing the trees. Now the trees really are a straight line with just some scribbles with my brushes, and I used the Princeton Neptune brushes here, sizes 2, 4, and 6, and basically just started off with the trees in the distance, making them a much lighter color. Again, I was just mixing my paints, my inks with water, so diluting them quite a bit for the trees in the background, and then just continue to add more water to give them that faded effect. So they were kind of just blending into the background, and you can see that as I had put my first initial layers of paint to give a sense of mountains, that I left some areas just completely white, and that's what's giving that sense of that fog, that early morning fog, to give it a more mystical look, if you will. And then I just kept blending my colors, so I just introduced a little bit of a darker blue, which is the chipped sapphire, mixed it in with the mermaid lagoon, and that's how I'm getting my darker shade of blue in the foreground, where the trees are going to be more defined, not necessarily better shaped, because I really don't know how to make trees. It's just a straight line with some scribbles. But so they're not necessarily well defined in that sense, but they definitely are darker because they're closer to the viewer. So the last bit of tree making that I did have some black in it. I just introduced some black soot, very tiny bit of it, and I added it to my speckled egg, and then I added it to my tumbled glass, and then I added it to my mermaid lagoon. So it wasn't just black soot by itself, it was mixed in with the other shades of blue, giving it a rich, darker hue. So that's kind of what this was, and there really isn't that much to it. You know, I've always been perplexed by all of these beautiful mountain scenes I keep seeing on Pinterest and on the web, and I just figured, you know, I want to demystify it for myself and see how long it really takes to make a painting like this. And it took about an hour 30 minutes or an hour 40 minutes to do this start to finish. And really the longest and most arduous part was making all those trees. It's very repetitive, very zen, but just be prepared going in that there's a lot of trees that you'll be making, so a lot of scribble making on the paper. And just dilute, you know, just make the ones that are in the back just more diluted, just more blendy with the background. It was also a little bit hard for me to know when to stop. I kept squinting to see if I've got it right, the perspective right. I don't know if I actually got it right, but at the end of the day, it was something I did afraid, and I didn't kind of know where I was going with it. I just had this image in my head that I wanted to recreate. So I hope you give it a shot. It's really not as tough as it looks, and I hope seeing the process helped demystify it for you. Doing it certainly did it for me. So anyways, I hope you enjoyed watching this video, and thank you so much for your support and your encouragement and your kind words. As always, I love hearing from you, and I will see you all next time.